This segment is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System. Your partner is good health.
Welcome back to HTV College Prep. I'm your host, Dominic LeBoeuf. I'm a second-year electrical engineer at Louisiana Tech University. And in this episode, it's kind of hitting home for me because we're going to be talking about how computers work, which is one of the fields I want to study at university. But this is going to be a very simplified video about how they work. So let's just get started with it. So computers, when they communicate with each other, they have two states. They have on and off. So computers communicate using Morse code with two signals. And this is called binary. So the way binary works is each value in a binary number has a different value in the real world. So let me explain. So humans count using a base 10 system because we have 10 fingers. But computers count using a base 2 system since they only have two states, which is on and off. So let's look at this 4-digit binary number. So we had the 1's place value, the 2's place value, the 4's place value, and then the 8's place value. So the 8's place value is on, and the 4's place value is on. You get the number 12 because 8 plus 4 is 12. If the 4's place value is on and the 1's place value is on, you get 5 because 4 plus 1 is 5, and so on for the rest of the numbers. If you want to increase the amount of numbers you can represent, you just add more lights, and each light will multiply the previous light by 2. So if we add more digits to this 4-digit number, we'll have 16, 32, 64, 128, and then 256, and so on. Until you can represent as many numbers as you really need to. So computers have this little circuitry in them that allows them to add two binary numbers together. And this circuit is called the ALU, the Arithmetic Logic Unit. And this circuitry can add or it can subtract, but it cannot multiply and divide. The way a computer multiplies and divides is it repeatedly adds or repeatedly subtracts a number and stores that number into a register. So let's go into registers now. So registers are the basic way that a computer can store data. So you can store, let's say, a 4-bit number into a register, and then if the store pin on the register becomes high, it will store that number just like this. Then registers can store numbers that the ALU is working on and output the ALU gives them in order for a future computation. But the registers and the ALU would be useless without the clock. The clock in a computer is like the heartbeat of a human. Every so often, it will give a little pulse of electricity out of it in order for the computer to know what to do next. But in modern CPUs, this pulse happens about a few billion times a second. So the fastest one can go over 5 billion times a second in clock pulses. And it is measured in gigahertz. And that's also called the clock speed of a computer. So every time the clock pulses, the computer can update itself to receive new information that is given and to use that new information for more complex arithmetic, just like this. So here's a little circuit I have right here with an ALU and then some registers and a clock signal. So what this basic circuit is going to do is going to have the number 0 stored in one register and then 1 stored in another register, and we're going to have the output of the ALU feed back into one of the other registers. So every clock cycle, it is going to basically add 1 to register A. So we're going to have 1 plus 1, then we're going to, which is 2, 2 plus 1, which is 3, 3 plus 1, which is 4, and then it's going to reset, after it reaches 16, which is the cap of a 4-digit binary number. And a computer would be useless without inputs or outputs. So we could say for this little circuit, the input would be the numbers I stored into the registers, and the output would be this LED array that we have on the side, which shows us what number is stored in registered A. And this is called the I/O system on main computers that you can buy at a store. But keyboards and mouse can be the input, and the output would most likely be a monitor instead of this crude LED simulation setup we have right here. So I want to put the scale of computers in perspective. So the basic building block of a computer is a transistor. And it's a few nanometers big in diameter. And each computer is made up of billions of transistors. And that's how modern computing works, based off of billions of these transistors. This basic circuit that we've just witnessed only takes less than 100 transistors to make. So if you have billions of them into one single component, you can pretty much compute and display whatever you want, which is what we have in reality, and could be how you're watching this video right now. So thank you for watching HTV College Prep. Like always, next week we'll have another video of a completely different subject to help you on your college prep or to help you increase your knowledge of the world that we live in. So thank you for watching.
This segment was brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System. Your partner is good health.